In Austin, Texas, a motorist with a dash cam is going down a long, curving hill to a stoplight. The intersection is busy, making it a bit more challenging for cars in the far right lane to make the turn on red, which is very bad news for the driver in this gray sedan. The dump truck from earlier plows into a gray sedan, pushes it through the intersection, hits several other vehicles, and then punches to a concrete barrier before finally plummeting more than 15 feet and landing on its side in a ravine. Thankfully, Good Samaritans are able to pull the driver out before his truck catches fire. Emergency personnel arrive on the scene. The driver of the gray sedan is reportedly treated for a concussion. The 19-year-old driver of a red car that was T-boned reportedly incurs a spinal injury. None of the motorists, including the trucker, sustained life-threatening injuries. Investigators later determined brake failure as the cause of the multi-car collision. As bad as this situation was, considering the extent of the damage and the number of vehicles involved, everyone is lucky. It wasn't much worse. An aggressive driver trying to weave their way through traffic, but the drivers boxed in by the truck and car in front of them. As the dangerous driver tailgates, the pickup truck applies its brakes. Suddenly, the driver makes a dangerous move to pass using the far right lane, but they misjudge. As the driver tries to squeeze through the truck and the car beside it, they lose control and slam into the granite wall. Despite the violent crash, the driver, a 27-year-old man, sustains only minor injuries. He receives summonses for reckless driving and weaving in traffic, and, hopefully, a hard lesson in how not to drive. In High Point, North Carolina, a truck's dash cam captures vehicles crossing train tracks that appear to be safe, now that a southbound train has just passed by, when suddenly the gate comes down again, trapping the truck with the dash cam and a blue car on the tracks as a northbound train approaches. The car's driver gets out in a panic. The train is just seconds away, so she runs for cover, while the truck driver puts it into reverse, pushing through the gates behind him. The northbound train demolishes the woman's car. The driver of the car flees the scene. But 2 days later, she turns herself into police and is charged with having no operator's license and cited for a railroad crossing violation. So at a train crossing, remember, waiting for all the signals to be clear is well worth the extra time. I-95 South in St. Augustine, Florida. The dashcam of a tractor-trailer records as it travels in the far right lane. Thus far, a fairly routine journey. But watch the left rear view mirror closely. Another semi carrying 60,000 pounds of sand barrels into the side of the tractor-trailer from the adjacent lane, and flips it so violently that its cabin detaches from its trailer. The driver of the semi that was hit is stunned and unsure of what to do. Other motorists arrive on the scene and join him in checking on the driver of the truck, that flipped who is still trapped in the cabin. What they find is miraculous. Though badly banged up with 2 broken legs and multiple cuts and bruises, the driver is alive. According to the driver with the dash cam, the trucker had fallen asleep at the wheel, causing him to lose control of his vehicle and slam into the other semi. Another good reminder, if you're feeling sleepy on the road, pull over, especially when driving a 30-ton truck.